What's going on, everybody? It's kind of hard to get excited about installing a Max fan in your roof, but that's what we're going to do today. And I told you I'm going to take you along on this cargo trailer conversion, stealth cargo trailer conversion. Today we're going to be installing a ceiling fan in it, and it has never had a ceiling fan in it, so we're going to have to do everything. We're going to have to cut the hole and get her installed. So I'm going to show you right now everything you're going to need to get this done. Okay, what you're going to need a drill, some die-core or some type of sealant, a gun to put the sealant in with. This here is butyl tape for the seal. You're going to need a drill bit. You're going to need a saw blade, specifically a metal saw blade. There is the fan, a marker, a tape, a knife, and a jigsaw. And this is what we're going to power it with, the EcoFlow Delta. So that's what we're going to need. We're going to get the fan in, and we're going to get started on it right now. Okay, I've cut out a jig. It's 14 1/4 by 14 1/4, just a hair over, and it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be rocket science. So I'm going to remeasure it, make sure I've got it at least close. Okay, I've made a mark. Hope you can see it. This is the center, what I've deemed to be the center of the trailer. And I also made a mark right here is the center of the fan jig. So we're going to stick that center up here with this center. And I hope you can see okay. Let me find it again. It's right there. And let's go right around here. Okay, now I've got it marked off. We're going to be cutting from the top, but I'm going to drill my holes from down below. I've determined the size of my drill bit needed by the width of my metal blade for my saw. So I'm going to put a hole right here. A hole in a brand new trailer roof. There's sunlight. Now I'm going to put a hole in the corner here. This will help guide me. Here. One in this corner. And I think we're going to do all four corners. That way I can lay my jig on top, all four corners, and have it set in the right spot. Okay, I drilled 3 holes over here so it could be relatively straight, and then one in each corner. Alright, now I'm going to get up on top and I'm going to mark it on top. And let's make sure my metal blade, yeah, that will be just fine. And this is a fine tooth metal cutting blade. Okay, we're going to go ahead and put our butyl tape around it. We're going to put a strip right here. I don't ever worry about using too much of this, because actually the more the better. They give me a foam strip to put around it, but I'd rather use this stuff. Then of course when we get done, we're going to go around the whole thing with some Dicor. Okay, before I put the screws in it, I've taken the 12-volt wires and I've hooked it up to the EcoFlow, and it's working okay. So I'll go ahead and put the screws in it. And I went ahead and doubled up the butyl tape around the edges. Hey, we're about halfway done. I've got the fan seated in the roof. I've got some of the screws in it, got the butyl tape on it. But before you try to install one of these things, make sure you've got some of these self-drilling screws. I had some, but they weren't long enough. The screws they sent me weren't self-drilling, and I am going into metal on two sides of the fan, so I'm not going into wood all the way around it. So I went and got some of these self-drilling screws. I'm going to try them. I also got some drill bits in case I have to drill into it. Yeah, we're about halfway done, and it hasn't taken that awful long, but make sure you get a nice sunny day, so in case it takes you longer, you run into a snag, that you've got long enough to get it done. All right, we'll see you up top. We don't care how ugly it is on top, do we? So we just run a bead of this all the way around it and on the screws. This is self-leveling Dicor. Okay, there she is. Not too pretty. Well, she's in, she's running, and I'm real happy with it. So I'll put the link to this fan in the description. I purchased it off of Amazon, and it has a remote control, and there she goes. She is on exhale right now, and I've got her on level 2. Thanks for coming along, you guys. Step number 1 was getting the fan in. Now if I have to work in here and it's a hot day, the fan will draw the heat out for me, or draw the cool air in. Right here's the next step. I got some insulation here. I've only bought 3. Like I said, it's going to be a slow process. I have to buy it as I can afford it. This stuff isn't really cheap. I got the, I didn't get the Owens Corning pink. This is 1 inch, but it does have film on both sides, so I thought that was an added plus. So the roof will be first. The roof and the front nose will be insulated first. So thanks for coming along, and we'll see you next time. Remember, never stop dreaming, okay? Bye-bye.